Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope you guys are doing well. I just wanted to talk about this benefit that I came across in this book called Al-Intisar lil-Nabi al-Mukhtar, which translates something like uh, supporting the chosen prophet. So the book is about like ways of supporting and defending the prophet, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So I'm on the part where it talks about the means of trying to harm or distort what the Prophet used to preach. So the author says يعد التلفزيون والقنوات الفضائية من أخطر الوسائل الإعلامية أثرا لأنه يجمع بين الرؤية والصوت والحركة وهذا ما جعل دعاة الضلالة ينفقون أموالهم لرسم صورة مشوهة عن الإسلام وعن نبيه الكريم. So the author says television is counted as, and I would include social media in that, from the most dangerous ways of like influencing, because it combines between sight, sound, and movement, and this is what has made the cause to misguidance spend large amounts of money on trying to distort the image of Islam and of the Prophet. And this is the next interesting part. يقول George G. Peter said, إن التلفزيون يقوم حاليا أكثر من أي مؤسسة ثقافية أخرى لتشكيل المعايير والقيم السلوكية الأمريكية وكلما زادت مشاهدتنا للتلفزيون زادت معتقداتنا المتأثرة بما يقوله التلفزيون عن العالم الخارجي على الرغم من أن معظم ما يعرض هو محض افتراء أو تضليل إعلامي دعائي. This George G. Peter, which most likely is a disbeliever, said that television stands currently as, more than any other culture institution, as the thing that forms like the standards and the values of American morals. وكلما زادت مشاهدتنا للتلفزيون, and every time our viewership of it goes, like every time you view it, the more you view it, should I say, the more of it that it influences your thoughts and impacts what you're like thinking with what like the television is trying to tell you about the outside world, despite it being, as he says, like most of what it shows you, or most of what you're being exposed to, is pure lies and pure propaganda and misguidance. And I thought that was very interesting, because we have made it normal to like give our children or give our youth and even teenagers, I would include teenagers in that, because that is like the stage where they are most influenced by others. So I would say like it's very dangerous to give, especially 3-4-year-old kids, teenagers, I would say from all the way up to the age of like 16, 17, 18, like it's very dangerous for them to view television and social media, because we live in the West, and obviously they're disbelievers of the deen, and most of them actually hate and dislike Islam. So most of the things that are being displayed to us is of their values and not of our values and not of Islamic values. It's not what Islam preaches, and it actually goes against what Islam preaches. So it kind of softens us up to it the more we view it, and the more we are exposed to it, the more we can be influenced by it. And I thought that was like, and it actually reminded me of, a couple months back I was watching this video of Benjamin Netanyahu's like 30 years ago. This video was like from 30 years ago, and he was talking to a council, in front of a council, and he was saying like Iraq or Iran, it was one of the two countries, that they're like the most dangerous threat to us, and the way to actually change them and to make them stop being a threat is to display to them or expose them through their television, because social media wasn't famous back then. Like it was this early 2000s. Social media wasn't even a thing back then. Yeah, so see, he's saying like through television we can change them, and by showing Hollywood films and the things of that nature, like, and I actually think he even included like nakedness or like some crazy. He said some crazy stuff, But it shows you like these guys, these scholars to misguidance know more than us that the best way to change a generation, even if the older generation is not going to change, even if you don't, if you're stuck in your ways and you're a good believer and you're a righteous person and you know like what these people are trying to do, they know they don't have to get to you. They're playing the long game. They want to get to your offspring and the next generation after that, or the generation after that. Like they're not in a rush. So I thought like that was a good benefit. Like we should be more careful. Like if you're trying to raise a family, as I am trying to raise a family right now, we actually don't have a television right now. So because of stuff like this, you know, that is the way of changing a society through TV and social media, because that is what they view most of the time. So yeah, we should be more careful, and this should be a warning to everybody viewing. So yeah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.